lock in.
Here's what's really happening between North West and Lewis Hamilton, and it's nothing like what you've been reading online. Those explosive headlines claiming Kim Kardashian's 12-year-old daughter refuses to accept her mom's new Formula One boyfriend, they've got it completely backwards. The reality behind Hollywood's hottest new romance is way more interesting than the fiction the internet keeps spreading. Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton started making headlines back in February, when they showed up together at Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara, California. Seeing the Skims founder sitting next to the 7-time world champion, now driving for Ferrari in 2026, sent social media into complete meltdown. But what most people missed is that this relationship has roots stretching back over a decade. These two have known each other for 12 years. Back in 2014, when Kim was still married to Kanye West, all four of them got photographed together at the GQ Men of the Year Awards in London. Kim and Kanye on one side, Lewis and his then-girlfriend, Nicole Scherzinger, on the other. By 2015, Lewis was literally spending Easter at the Kardashian-West family home in Calabasas, California. Kanye himself told students at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago that Lewis Hamilton was hanging out at his house, working on music in the studio. When people act shocked that Kim and Lewis are together now, they're missing this huge piece of history. These weren't strangers who bumped into each other at some random party. This friendship had been developing for over a decade, just waiting for the right moment. That moment arrived on New Year's Eve 2025, when both Kim and Lewis found themselves at Kate Hudson's exclusive party in Aspen, Colorado. Sources say they reconnected that night, and by February 1st, 2026, they were taking romantic getaways to luxury Cotswold Hotel Estelle Manor in England. By February 2nd, they were flying together on private jets and sneaking into Paris hotels through underground garage entrances with their security teams. The real bombshell moment happened on February 8th at the Super Bowl. When those cameras captured Kim and Lewis sitting side by side, the world got its first real look at this new power couple. A lip reader even analyzed their conversation, claiming Lewis said something like, "No, I don't take just any girl to my mom. I mean, you're gonna meet someday. She is very excited to see you." This is where the story gets really interesting, and where those misleading headlines about North West completely fall apart. On February 12th, reports surfaced that Kim had already introduced Lewis to all four of her children at their Calabasas home: North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. This wasn't some casual spur-of-the-moment meeting either. According to insiders, Hamilton spent time around Kim's kids in carefully managed, low-key settings. No pressure, no paparazzi moments, no forcing relationships that weren't ready to develop. And this brings us to North West specifically, because the narrative that she's refusing Lewis Hamilton isn't just wrong. It's the complete opposite of what's actually happening. North is Kim's oldest at 12 years old, and she's known for being fiercely protective of her family. Sources describe her as fiercely loyal to her dad and not easily impressed. She's naturally skeptical and has every right to be. This kid has watched her parents go through a very public divorce, seen her mom date Pete Davidson for 9 months, and witnessed all the drama that comes with being a Kardashian. Plus, she's been busy working on her elementary school dropout album project, establishing herself as a serious young artist after her feature on FKA Twigs' Childlike Things from the Eusexua album last year. But here's the kicker. Despite all that protective instinct and loyalty to Kanye, North hasn't pushed back against Lewis Hamilton. According to sources close to the family, that's huge. So far, so good. The kids actually like him. All of them. One insider revealed, the kids like him. They really do. Lewis is calm, respectful, and very present. That matters. Another source explained that he's not trying to be their dad. He's just showing up. This is crucial to understand because Kim has made it crystal clear that her children's approval is non-negotiable. She won't risk her kids' trust for anyone, and she's being extra careful after everything they've been through. The fact that North, the most protective and skeptical of her children, hasn't objected to Lewis is actually a massive green light for this relationship. So what is North actually doing instead of fighting this relationship? She's thriving in her own right. Just this month, she previewed her first solo single titled Piercing on My Hand at Kanye's Mexico City performance. She's becoming known for her bold fashion choices, including blue braids and piercings that showcase her developing personal style. Kim has been supportive of North's self-expression while still setting appropriate boundaries. The real drama in this story isn't coming from North West, it's coming from Kanye. Multiple sources confirm that Kanye is struggling with seeing Lewis Hamilton in his former family's life, especially with his current wife Bianca Censori, reportedly feeling uncomfortable about the Ferrari driver's presence around the kids. Ye is jealous, yup, it feels weird for him. One source revealed, "That used to be Ye's family. Now Lewis is there. It's hard to see." And here's where it gets even messier. Allegedly, Kanye has accused Lewis of creeping on Kim during their marriage. According to sources, there's not a shred of doubt in Kanye's mind that Lewis was creeping on Kim back when they used to hang out. He's calling Lewis a slimy, two-faced rat. This creates what insiders are calling the rage factor. Remember how Kanye publicly attacked Pete Davidson during Kim's previous relationship? He released that disturbing Easy music video, showing a clay animation of Pete being kidnapped and buried. The harassment got so bad that Pete had to send messages begging Kanye to stop. Sources say this history with Kanye is actually shaping how Kim and Lewis are approaching their relationship. They're keeping things light and uncomplicated specifically because of the potential for Kanye's interference. One source explained, as long as it remains light and uncomplicated, they are happy to let the rumors circulate. But the rage factor surrounding Kanye means it simply cannot develop into anything deeper right now. This brings us to another complication that has nothing to do with North West and everything to do with Lewis Hamilton's own boundaries. The 7-time world champion has reportedly established some strict dating rules that could impact any serious relationship with Kim. First, he's made it clear that becoming a stepfather to 4 young children isn't on his agenda. Sources say the idea of becoming a stepfather to 4 young children is not on the table for Hamilton. He's content being an uncle, but doesn't want the direct responsibilities that come with parenting. He's also stated that he doesn't plan to have biological children at any point. In a 2025 interview, Hamilton revealed he hadn't had a long-term relationship in nearly a decade, explaining that his career came first. "I've made a different choice. I've decided to maximize the time I have here because it's shorter than you think. I don't want to have any regrets or think that I could have given more." This creates an interesting dynamic. Kim is reportedly looking for someone with good morals and values, a calm person, dependable, who takes accountability. Hamilton seems to check those boxes, but his reluctance to take on a parental role could be a major obstacle. Some sources suggest this might actually be working as a friends with benefits situation, rather than the serious relationship the media is portraying. Lewis and Kim are not in an exclusive relationship, and there is no expectation that this is heading toward something serious. Lewis is not looking to settle down with anyone at this stage, Kim included. But here's what makes the story fascinating. Despite all these complications, the one thing that's working is the relationship between Lewis and Kim's kids, especially North. Think about what this means. North West has been through her parents' divorce, watched her mom date someone else, dealt with her dad's very public relationships and controversies, including his marriage to Bianca Censori, and now she's meeting another potential stepfather figure. She has every reason to be resistant, every reason to push back, every reason to make things difficult. Instead, she's giving Lewis Hamilton a chance. She's not fighting it. She's not causing drama. She's actually letting this relationship unfold naturally, which is remarkable for a 12-year-old who's been through as much as she has. This tells us something important about Lewis Hamilton as a person. Remember, this is someone who's been around the Kardashian family for over a decade. He's not some random celebrity trying to insert himself into their lives. North has probably been aware of him as a family friend for years. The way Hamilton is approaching the situation also speaks volumes. He's not trying to replace anyone. He's not pushing for instant family bonding. He's showing up consistently, being respectful, and letting relationships develop organically. That's exactly the approach that would work with someone like North West. And let's be honest about North's position in all this. She's old enough to understand that her parents aren't getting back together. She's old enough to want her mom to be happy. She's also old enough to recognize genuine kindness when she sees it. The fact that sources are describing Lewis as calm, respectful, and very present suggests he's bringing a stability to Kim's life that North can appreciate. After years of chaos and drama, having someone around who doesn't create additional stress is probably refreshing for the entire family. Kim herself has hinted at what this relationship means to her. On the Chloe in Wonderland podcast, she talked about wanting someone dependable who takes accountability. "That's my number one thing," she said. The fact that she introduced Lewis to her children so early in their public relationship suggests she sees real potential here. But we also have to consider the external pressures. Kris Jenner reportedly approves of the relationship and is already thinking big. Sources say she's thinking Formula One, Skims, luxury, Europe, legacy. This suggests the family sees Lewis as more than just a romantic partner. They see him as someone who could elevate the Kardashian brand globally. North is smart enough to pick up on these dynamics. She's grown up watching how relationships in her family become business opportunities and public spectacles. The fact that she's not resisting this one might indicate she recognizes something different about Lewis Hamilton. There's also the simple fact that Lewis Hamilton is objectively an impressive person. He's the most successful Formula Formula One driver in history, the first and only black driver in F1, and now represents Ferrari in the 2026 season. He's broken barriers, made history, and conducted himself with grace under incredible pressure. These are qualities that even a 12-year-old can recognize and respect. So, where does this leave us? The headlines screaming about Northwest refusing Lewis Hamilton are not just wrong. They're missing the real story entirely. The real story is about a young girl who's been through tremendous changes in her family life, choosing to give someone new a chance. It's about a relationship that's developing carefully and respectfully, with genuine consideration for the children involved. The real drama isn't coming from inside the house. It's coming from outside pressures, from Kanye's reactions, from media speculation, and from the complex dynamics of dating when you're one of the most famous people in the world. Northwest isn't rejecting anyone. She's not fighting this relationship. She's actually showing remarkable maturity in navigating the situation, and that maturity might just be the key to whether this relationship between her mother and Lewis Hamilton has any real future. The truth is always more complicated than the headlines suggest, and in this case, it's also more hopeful. Sometimes the real story isn't about the drama that's happening, it's about the drama that isn't happening, and the quiet acceptance that makes everything else possible.